Good idea. I think it should be that one.
Not Brunson. Not
just until the season starts.
Not ever. Not Brunson.
He's a champ.
Anyway.
Well, who are you going to put on it?
Come on, and you like him.
Pick any one of these jerseys. Anyway, we're live. Turn
We'll put Eli on us.
We're
Oh, you
live.
should put the football radio.
It's football season. We could put something on. Troy Brown, whatever.
You get a split one.
It's a freestyle Friday.
Mm-hmm.
In lieu of the Law Dog, who's in Michigan this weekend for work.
Oh, that's what
We have the former tiny one, now the adorable one, joining us for a segment. The former tiny one, which is not tiny anymore.
I know.
I'm taller than my mom.
She broke our promise. Anyway, Mia is joining us on a Freestyle Friday. The redoubtable one, the highly questionable one. It's IDD, boys and girls. It is raining.
It's not anymore.
Well, it's supposed to go on and off.
No, it is. It is. I just walked.
And as we're speaking, the Red Sox are up 5-4 went up 5-4 in the bottom of the eighth. Yeah.
It was 6-4.
It's 6-4. All right, so they got 2 runs after the Jays tied it in the top of the eighth. So at the Donnie up in Fenway tonight, Red Sox trying to stay in that third wild card spot. I believe. Seattle plays later, but Cleveland was losing to who? Toronto? No, Tampa. And as we speak, Cedar Raphael with a home run into the monster earlier on. They had 3-0 lead, but Toronto came back. We'll keep you posted on that throughout the evening and see how they do. And the other scores, we have scoreboard watching here with the baseball team, which is kind of fun because I didn't think that was going to happen. So anyway,
the Mets had a miserable performance tonight. Lost again.
They lost again?
Of course they did.
You said that like you were shocked.
They're 18 games under
again?
500, and I don't know why.
With the highest payroll in sports, and I don't know what. That's been a complete disaster.
I turn it on to watch the rookies because at least they have young guys.
Yeah, I mean,
there's hope.
I guess
in 3 years.
I mean,
Yeah.
the Mets are going to be sellers, I guess, at the trade deadline.
Yes, we've already had this.
Yeah, so we're not going to go over that. No,
But you know what sucks? Every game they play, their people become even more devalued.
Yeah, so who wants to pluck anyone off the Mets roster?
AJ Minter, specialist lefty out of the bullpen, comes in tonight. Instantly gives up a 2-run bomb.
Who's that?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, so no, my thing is, if you are the Red Sox, and they were talking about Mike Trout, by the way. I don't want Mike Trout. He's a loser.
He's not a loser.
The guy Witt
broken down.
The guy Witt. Where's he from? They're talking about him for a pitcher.
Bobby Witt. No.
Well, he's got
20 Royals.
Is he a shortstop who has like 19 home runs right now? Or 20? Yeah, well, that's what they're talking about.
He's one of the best players in the league.
They're talking about him.
So who?
One of the starting pitchers and somebody out of the triple A. They're talking about two players, perhaps. Put 2 pitchers is what they're talking about. Starter and somebody out of
That's fine.
I would do it.
Yeah.
I would do it in a heartbeat. I mean, if
like a franchise player.
I'm saying if they can get him, yeah, do it. Absolutely. And they're talking about it. I don't know. I mean, so we'll see what happens. Really, they are. I mean, this is what Felger and Maz reported this afternoon.
Okay.
So if Maz is talking about it, then it came from somewhere inside that clubhouse, or somewhere in the organization. So Maz,
major pickup.
That'd be a huge pickup if they could do that. Roman Anthony's timetable is still the same. Things are not looking good for Crochet. I don't think he's coming back.
The shoulders.
Yeah, he's not. I don't really want to see him again.
Yeah, it's still 6-4.
Not this year, anyway. So anyway, they're up 6-4 in the eighth. I'm going to start tonight. Obviously, the big elephant in the room. LeBron James is now a Philadelphia 76er. The afternoon has been ESPN, of course, totally putting the crown on their head and handing them the trophy. We're going to get into that.
He's still good, though.
Yeah, for a 42-year-old guy who doesn't guard a chair anymore. Sure, he's great.
I didn't say he was great.
He just needs to.
Is he enough? Well, let's look. I don't believe this, but let's say you're the Nick guy. Does he move the needle?
I think he should break his butt.
So, no, I don't think he really moves the needle.
He really does.
I mean,
he really does.
I don't know. There were better places he could have gone.
Look, I get why he went there. I'm talking about why Philly thinks he's going to put them over the top.
But why do you get why he went there? I think he should be smarter than this.
Of the teams that are on this list, in terms of the starting 5, who has the most talent?
No, they undoubtedly do.
Philly does.
But that's not what wins the
No, it doesn't. I never said he was smart.
But I think he is.
I think he should. No, I don't think he's smart at all. I think this move proves he's not smart. Because if he was smart, he'd have gone to a team that's not going to have an ego problem.
He's smart about a lot of things. I don't know.
Not really.
Dude, he's built an empire on himself.
Please, you can, when you're...
He's
you can
a good,
market-
like...
It's not, he's the best player.
He's stayed clean throughout his career. Like, he's been, you know what I'm saying? Like, he knows the game. He knows the history of the game.
Clearly, he doesn't understand 4 alpha dogs and 1 ball.
Right. That's why I thought...
He's not that
he was
smart.
smarter than that.
He's not that smart. So, I don't think...
Because you have to look at the team. Which team am I going to fit into the right way?
How does he fit in with
Because
this team?
that's the value he brings at this age.
What team would you prefer him to go to?
I thought Detroit would have been a better fit.
Detroit would have been a better
Better
fit.
fit.
I think Miami actually needs him.
Well, they needed more.
You know, like they need another player, but
The problem with Philly is that he didn't like being the 3rd wheel in LA. Now he's going to be the 4th wheel.
because
that's what we're
he's going to
talking
have to sacrifice.
He's going to have to sacrifice. And I'm like, is he
And he's
willing?
not going to want to.
He's not going to want, not to this point. I mean, everybody, well, only took $8 million. I'm like, he's a billionaire. He doesn't need the money. This was not about money.
Yeah.
This was never about money.
But the weird thing is, it's like the hard part about Nick Nurse's job. And I think you yelled this
I said
earlier.
this earlier.
But not only does LeBron have to sacrifice, Jaylen Brown also has to sacrifice.
Jaylen Brown wants to be the man.
Joel Embiid has to sacrifice.
Yeah, this is got.
So he doesn't.
You just fear
He's got to
not.
get all these guys to think like that.
Jaylen Brown called LeBron's son trash. That's a fact. That's not.
That's going to be an
He
interesting
said
like
he's
team
trash.
dynamic.
Trash was the word he used.
I
Okay.
read his lips on the sideline.
No, he said it's a quote. He did.
Oh, really?
He called him trash. When they beat LA out in LA this year, he's like, "This kid's trash."
No way.
Yeah, that's a fact. He did say that. He did say it. And by the way, he wasn't lying. The kid is trash. The kid's pure trash. Bronny?
Lakers.
When he does play, the Lakers. But normally he doesn't. Not any.
Oh, they were on the same team.
They were.
Oh,
They
I
were.
forgot
Now
about that.
he's a Sixer. So look, here's the thing. I understand on
But he can
paper
run against his son
he will now.
I mean, if Bronny's
If
ever
Bronny's still
if
there.
he ever gets off the bench.
Mhm.
He'd play against his son.
Which he won't. The point is, if I understand on paper why this looks good, but you're ignoring the main factors, the people that are. And again, Kendrick Perkins, in
If you don't
his
think-
absolute idiocy, came on and basically was like, "This is LA. The Sixers can win the title this year." Really? They can. Okay, but I can't win. And then he went into how LeBron James is going to make Joel Embiid the best version of himself, and how Jaylen Brown is going to listen to him, and how Nick Nurse is going to listen to him, and how everybody's going to listen to him. Like LeBron's going to be player coach now. Oh, that's going to happen? Really? Okay. He hasn't mattered for 5 years. This is why, and I said this to Law Dog the other night. I said the one thing LeBron James is most afraid of is being irrelevant. And to me, that is the single biggest reason why he made this move. Because all people are going to talk about for the next 3 months is the Philadelphia 76ers. Yeah. So, congratulations. You are now relevant until next season.
But that would happen no matter where. Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Think so.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
If he went to Boston,
he would never. Number one, that was never going to happen.
Boston. I
never
think
go to Boston.
he'd get like assassinated.
He
by
would
the
never
fans.
come to Boston. He hates Boston. He thinks Boston is the most racist city in the world. He has said that. They're all effing racist. That's a quote, by the way. All Boston fans are racist.
Boston is like the opposite.
I wonder how Big Poppy feels about
There's
that.
plenty
Or
of racists up
Then,
there.
yes,
there's racists everywhere. There's racists right down the road here. I mean, come on, in Amelia.
We're comparing it to what was once the capital of the Confederacy.
which
Yeah.
was never.
Which was Richmond, yeah.
Which is Richmond.
So if you want racism, it's around the corner. But Boston is not nearly.
all over the place.
It's all over the place. But Boston is not the majority racist. No, that's not the majority.
But you guys have always had a bad rap.
because of the Red Sox.
Baseball players talk.
The Red Sox, because of the Yankees, they were in fact racist. But you guys keep forgetting the big one, Red Auerbach, who was the first coach to start an all-black starting lineup in any of the sports. He was the first guy to hire a black head coach in any of the sports. Red Auerbach broke that wall down, but nobody wants to hear about all those wins and all those championships.
But I don't think people feel like that about the Celtic organization.
They don't.
They're talking about certain sects of
They're talking about Southie. They're talking about the way and the Red Sox. The Red Sox didn't were the
Southie
last.
is pretty bad.
The Red Sox were the last American League team to draft an African American ball player. That is a fact. Okay, of course that was after the last Yawkey kid dropped dead. Okay, so the point
Seriously?
So the point is that that's where it came from. But that was 50, 60 years ago. And I can tell you right now, while there are still racism up there, we're talking it's like 90-10. It's 90-10.
Really?
It's 90-10.
There are certain
It's
areas.
really
Well,
not.
there are certain areas of every
That
state that are
shocks me.
worse.
But 90-10 and it's labeled a racist city.
90-10.
To me feels like whoa.
It's 90-10.
Because to me, to
not
call
racist.
something a racist city,
It's 90-10.
it'd have to be at least 30%.
Yeah, it's 90-10.
I think
Right? Like 30% of your city is racist.
It's
if
That-
you're like a
that's
person
a lot.
of color and you go into Massachusetts, it's not like
Look, I
the
can go
most
back.
common thing ever.
I can go back to. I have a personal.
Discrimination.
I have a friend, a teammate of mine in high school. His brother. This is 1991, my senior year. They were coming back from a Celtics game. Dana Barrows was in town. He got them tickets, and there was a break-in like 10 blocks away from where they were walking home, and they got pulled over by 2 white cops. This is 1991. So leave my
Putting
damn
your phone on
alone.
silent.
So the point is that
It's okay.
leave it alone. The point is that okay, that was 1991. 2 racist cops who pulled these guys over who were in all their Celtic crap, who had the ticket stubs to the game, and because there was a break-in 10 blocks away, they stopped 2 African kids coming home from the Celtics game to question them. And they're like, "Are you kidding me? We just got out of. We didn't break into nobody's. What the heck? That was over an hour ago. That you're talking about? No, we were in the Boston Garden." And yet,
You're
because
like, yeah, nice story,
yeah,
fellas.
so I mean, that's the most recent example I have of it.
Oh, please.
I have of it.
Dude, I think there's
I didn't say there weren't other ones. I said me.
Most racism happens every day in every part of it.
I'm not saying. I said I. Not it doesn't go on. Not there hasn't been an incident since. I didn't say that.
91?
Okay. It's 91.
91.
That was the last time I
Before
personally.
I was born?
Yeah. That was the last time I personally.
Before you were
heard of it.
born, I was only freaking
Yeah, you were not. So that was 36, 37 years ago. So those are 2. So I'm not saying there aren't other examples. I'm saying that's the last one I personally.
Oh, 100%.
That's the last one I personally have heard of. Okay, and I knew the people. So I knew my teammates as well.
No, why are we directly picking on Boston with racism stuff?
No,
Because it's the easy thing
This
to
was a comment that
Like LeBron said that all Boston
LeBron.
fans. LeBron said all Boston fans are racist, which by the way is the biggest lie
Well,
ever
I was
told
bringing up
by a non-Trumplican.
I've heard several athletes say Boston crowds can be racist.
Yep.
Now that's somebody's perspective.
I know in every fan group, whatever, for every team, there's a couple of people who are racist.
And more than a couple.
Okay, more than a couple, but you get my point.
And it's sad.
So the fact he's like, I know
Well, that's why I was
Boston and
asking
Lakers.
that question. Like, why'd you guys get that label? Now, some of the stuff that you're talking about, being that it was held onto in those organizations, that makes sense why it would
Yeah,
still.
but for LeBron James to make a statement like that,
It's
every Boston fan is racist.
He said that.
Yes, he really said it. I saw
Which is
where he said it wasn't AI generated. He said it over a decade ago.
He said
Okay,
every Boston.
he goes, they're all racist, all of them. That's what he said. Yeah, he said that, and I said that to you years ago on this show that he owes Boston fans an apology, which he's never going to give. Okay, but he has said that it wasn't AI generated. He said it. Okay, he effing said it. Okay, so and I saw the
I'm gonna do a
clip.
quick research.
I saw the clip where he said it wasn't AI generated either because they're all racist, just shaking his head like that. Fuck you. You can go fuck yourself, okay? Seriously. And then,
like it's just
and
crazy.
so,
'Cause, like
and you know what? And this is what LeBron doesn't understand. It's not about if you wear a different uniform, like say the Lakers. What do you think the Celtic fans aren't going to be all over you? You're a Laker. Duh. Like, what the, I mean,
LeBron James
yeah. I mean, what do you think? They didn't get on. You think they didn't get on Michael Jordan or Magic? Or they doesn't mean they're racist. I mean, Dr. J. They were all over Dr. J when he came in. But when he retired, they gave him a standing O at the Garden. They gave him a rocking chair and a piece of the parquet floor, and he got a 5-minute ovation from all these racists.
rocking chair.
From all these racists. So no, I resent him for that remark, and I always will. He's never going to apologize for it, and he can go fuck himself.
So, but you also have to
Pardon my
understand that,
Italian.
like, there's plenty.
Dude, I live with
there's
what he
plenty of
calls
racists that cheer on black athletes every day.
exactly.
So
There
you
are.
can't just say,
But not all
so-and-so
Boston.
got a standing.
But not all.
Back on.
But you're implying what he's.
I know you.
No, but what you're saying is he has valid in what he's saying. He's not. He's not close to
I
valid.
didn't say what he said is valid, but I'm saying you can't go. We're not racist. We cheered for Dr. J.
You can can't do that.
That's not.
That's one of many examples I can give you to prove they're not racist.
No, but I'm saying there's racist people that cheer on black athletes all the time.
That doesn't mean they're all Boston Celtics fans.
I'm not saying that.
Or that they're all Boston sports fans, because they are not.
You're
The majority of
saying
Boston,
that
the majority of Boston sports fans are not racist.
Yeah, I didn't say they were.
They're not. Well, he did. He said they're all across the board racist.
Kind of going along with that.
That means every man, woman, and child that votes for any of these teams in Boston is a
But I'm
racist.
saying, if let's say I'm a basketball player, I'm in a city, and I'm a black guy.
Stop defending him.
And in 5 games, somebody calls me the N-word, right?
Mm-hmm.
Be like, yeah, fuck that city.
Yeah, 19,000 of them, and one guy or one person does that. Does that encapsulate all of them? No. And if he's as educated and as smart as you think he is, he knows better. But he did not.
I think he's doing it for the attention.
He didn't get no attention. What he got was resented. Because everybody, it was a while
But
ago.
people paid attention to it, didn't they?
Well, every fan was like, you could, because they took it, like, first of all, just because I root against you doesn't mean I can't, I mean, give me a break. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. And that's how people took it up there, and that's why they're always going to hate him for it, because he's never apologized for it. And again, the people that are mad at it don't say there isn't any racism in Boston. They're just saying the majority of us are not.
Yeah.
So to lump in a whole city for a few assholes is not fair. Because to Tom's point, it's everywhere.
You could say the same about any other city in America.
Every city's got racism.
Yeah. I think that's a true statement.
Every city has racism.
Well,
And it's not
I'm
big,
saying
but it's enough.
You could call a lot of cities racist cities if you just want to say, hey, if there's racism here, this is a racist city. Yeah, there's racism everywhere.
Everywhere. And it sucks, and I wish it wasn't that way. But it still is. And then you got assholes like Stephen Miller running around who tell this idiot president everything under the sun. He believes it because he's stupid. Okay? And that guy should be, that guy
Did you hear
needs
what
to
Trump said about
be called LeBron racist, which was also ridiculous.
What is he talking about?
He's an idiot.
He just.
His brain
What are you talking about?
He
function
goes,
right.
do I like LeBron James? Well, I don't know. I mean, he could be racist. I'm not sure if he's racist.
If he's
I'm just like he was just like babbling.
babbling.
And then he was like, I only like people that like me.
he can't put like sentences together.
Yeah,
Like he's in cognitive decline.
yeah. Oh, without a doubt.
100%.
What is he, 80?
Something
80.
like that.
He's 80.
Is he 80?
I know y'all talked about this before, but the fact he like said like I've taken like the cognitive like testing test. He's like I've taken so many of those, and they're not easy. They're very hard.
Passed with flying colors.
Do you know how many people?
He also
have
said that
needed
the
to
doctor
take
said
them that
he's
many
in the greatest
times?
shape of any president in history.
Also, have you guys looked at some of the questions? It's like it's so easy. It's like, is this a zebra or is this?
They're questions that you at 2 years old should have gotten.
So
right.
dumb. There's
So,
on one, it's like a picture of an elephant, and it's like, what is this animal?
But the point is, LeBron James is now a 76er. This doesn't move the needle.
No.
It does not. If it was 10 years ago, yes. But no. If it was 3 years ago, maybe.
It's
But
just,
no.
it's the hardest part about that team is they've got to diminish like 3 people's roles that don't want it to be diminished.
You're asking, and Jaylen Brown wants to be.
You got to
the
diminish
man.
Brown and Bede.
This
and
is
LeBron.
not. This is going to go over like a fart in church. There's no way
Maxi's
that
got
Maxey, Embiid, and Brown are all going to for this guy, for a 42-year-old guy who was 21. That was the quietest 27-7 you've ever heard in NBA history because the Lakers were irrelevant. And they even won a playoff series and no one gave a shit because everyone knew they weren't going anywhere. Joel, shut the
Please
fuck up.
silence
It's
your
a
phone.
rumor ringing. Why don't
What
you
is
put
he
it on
even talking
vibrate?
about?
Do you have an
Like
important
this button?
text coming through?
I might for a job. That's why I haven't turned it on. Although it's probably not going to happen at 10:38 at night.
11 p.m. They're going to be like, hey,
Well, they didn't.
Hey, Sway.
you got it. Yes.
The rumor is that they're setting up an interview for me next week, but that rumor has yet to be confirmed. Although the rumor came from
Dude, we should
inside.
do some.
The rumor came
do
from
some mock interview.
The rumor came.
I got you.
The rumor came from inside the building. Someone who works there. So
Okay, can I say something about the Red
NHL.
Sox?
Dude, we should do
in
some.
HR. So I don't know.
I can help you.
We're not going to do this right now.
Wait, okay, wait.
Prepare. Was that a burp?
Or a
No.
fart that came out of your mouth.
A fart first supposed to come out of your mouth. Number one.
No, but it,
That'd be a burp.
It's a fart, but your mouth was out.
Yeah.
It's not
So,
a fart. They'd be a very loud and bad.
was it a furp?
No, it was a verb.
Was it?
A vomit burp. Anyway, you asked.
Damn.
So anyway, and that's
You had some.
that should be any real
You had substance coming.
any real Sixers fan, that should have been their reaction when they found out LeBron signed. Because
Sox.
when we get to the next subject, Next topic.
So, your phone. Your fingers
but I will say this. I will say this. The East is going to be a lot of fun this year.
The East?
Yes.
The
Eastern Conference. Because you've got people in so many different. So the Knicks, the Celtics, the Sixers, the Heat.
So the way and again, it's always the idiot Kendrick Perkins doing this, talking about how LeBron James at 42 years old now, Mike,
oh, he likes it.
He's going to come in there and he's going to be Bird and Magic. He's going to be Bird. It's going to be like, that's the impact he thinks this guy's going to have.
Okay.
And it's like, you've got to be kidding me. I mean, he will not, first of all, they're going to be trying, there's no offense for this.
Yeah.
There is no offense for this type of, there's 4 ball dominant.
This is going to take Coach of the Year.
This is going to take, Nick Nurse is not this smart. The only way to make this work is to bring 2 of them off the bench. Realistically, because it's going to be hard enough
to have them lead 2 squads.
No, they're going to have to, because the Celtics couldn't do this with 2 of them.
Yeah,
they're going to try and do it with 4 of them. Really? Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot. It's not possible. It's just not.
It's not happening.
If their game, like, here's the thing: LeBron James has never played without the ball. Jaylen Brown has never played without the ball. Joel Embiid has never played without the ball. And Tyrese Maxey, they were fighting those 2 to get possessions when they were together. Now you throw these 2 into the mix, and they play different styles. It's like, well, how many offenses are you going to try to run here? And I laugh, oh, you can do a fast break one. You go do a fast break one if you can play defense. They have no back line right now. There is no back line.
Stupid.
Defense.
Why would you get?
They've got Joel Embiid, and your back line right now is a 33-year-old broken down center and a 42-year-old broken down power small 4, whatever you want to call it, a stretch 4. That's the back line of your defense. You have no one coming off the bench that is a rim protector or a rebounder. Like, what? How is this going to?
Ariel Hockporty.
What?
I repeat, you have no one coming off the bench.
He was the Knicks' 3rd-string center last
year.
You
have no
that
one.
That explains why I've never heard of it.
You have no one coming off the bench.
I was talking to ChatGPT about this earlier.
Oh my god!
And asking
what did that
some of its thoughts.
Oh boy. This should be interesting.
Well, because
75 wins?
No, I wasn't asking stuff like that. I was saying, like, give me some comparisons for situations in the past that have been like this.
Oh,
like teams
that did
this, and what the outcomes were.
Yeah.
Fail.
So it was interesting because what did they say? It says the current Philadelphia 76ers, centered around Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and now an aging superstar.
So Jaylen Brown's not mentioned.
No, are actually a fascinating historical comparison, because they become one of the league's biggest what-if teams. And then it compares them to the Brooklyn Nets.
Hold up. The Nets? Hold up.
Because
I know where he's going.
Because a lot of people don't even remember this because it was such a flop.
It was such a flop.
After the big 3 won in Boston,
yeah,
they totally bamboozled the Brooklyn Nets into Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, basically.
because they gave him Pierce and Garnett.
They gave him Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce,
who were both younger than LeBron.
But by a lot. But they were not as good as LeBron is, even.
Kevin Garnett?
Not at that point in their careers. They were done.
They weren't playing at 42.
Right.
They were 30-something.
When they got traded here, they were not good.
Point.
They were good. They just weren't. They were old.
They were almost done.
Paul Pierce averaged 20 points a game then.
But wasn't he bad or not?
No, they just couldn't stop it. They actually made the playoffs, but they didn't go anywhere.
Okay, so that's one comparison.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
Is that Nets team?
Yeah.
This is why we don't talk to AI about our problems.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean
No, go on. What's the next one?
It was a similar kind of thing.
Yeah.
The next one was the 03-04 Lakers. With Shaq, Kobe, Karl Malone, and Gary Payton.
Yeah. But Joel Embiid is not Shaq.
But they got to the final, so I don't like that one.
Back up. None of these. There's no Shaq.
I don't know a lot of them, but I'm just gonna.
Joel Embiid isn't Shaq's jockstrap. In terms of, he's not Karl Malone's either. And Jaylen Brown couldn't sniff Kobe Bryant's jock. So don't even. There's that. That's
bad.
Gary Payton is better than Maxey.
Dude, you know what it reminds me?
It's not even close.
It kind of reminds me of an NFL team.
The Redskins.
No, the Jets.
Why, the Jets did this?
When they got Aaron Rodgers. And they thought they were a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Since the Commanders.
They are now, yeah. They did something on defense. They got Jackson. They got like a bunch of. They actually brought in Dion. They loaded up on this defense. They had an offense, and they didn't make the playoffs. They flamed out so bad.
Oh, but that's been the Redskins for like 10 years.
I know, but they did something like this, where they brought in a bunch of aging superstars and thought they could put it together and make the super team, and they didn't even make it.
Do you remember the Eagles team with Vince Young? When he first day of like training camp, he was like, "It's a dream team."
That's a dream.
Who was that?
My wife with Cabo.
Oh,
Wow.
scared the heck out of me.
I know. I heard my mom, and I was like, "Where is that coming?"
So yeah, the comparisons are even really.
But I mean, can you think of teams? This was just to spark the
Kobe Bryant, that Laker team with which, if you look at, Karl Malone was a 2-time league MVP. Shaq was still not out of shape yet. Kobe was in his prime.
Shaq was close though.
Shaq, after the Shears win, he actually went and won the title in Miami. He was still good in Miami, but he was going the wrong
He could
way.
barely stay healthy.
He was 20 and 12 in Miami.
Or something.
That was at the end of Miami. The first year they won a title together. Him and Wade.
Joe is
like-
probably like
The morning was on
of
that
my
team too.
index
But
finger.
the thing is that
But much thicker.
if you look at it,
His toe.
if you look at it from strictly, forget the offense for a minute, because that's going to be enough of a headache. Other than Jaylen Brown, none of these guys can really defend.
Yeah.
None of them.
Maxey's pretty small.
Maxey's small. Edgecombe is not.
Maxey's high energy,
but he doesn't defend well. He's not a good defender.
He'll give effort.
I don't care if he gives effort. It's not. He gave effort
His
before.
toes
It
were
didn't
like
matter.
two of my.
So they don't have. Number one, they're not going to be able to stop anybody. Number two, they have no depth. So if Joel Embiid, who gets hurt walking from here to my bar, okay, normally is he even going to? If he plays 60 games, that'll be a win. Embiid, if he plays 60 games, it'll be a win.
He's not playing 60.
I don't think he is either. So that's another problem.
So here's another comparison: 2021 Nets, Kevin Garnett, James Harden, and Kyrie.
That's the most recent one. Boom.
But
Okay.
this team actually has more than this.
That team was. Those guys were all still in their prime.
Well, these guys were better, but I'm saying this team has more people trying to get.
But here's where it's similar. Three alpha dogs. Hold on. Here's where it's very similar.
Together.
3 alpha dogs, 1 ball. That there is the most. That is the most accurate.
It's just not going to work.
It's not.
It's not going to work, and I don't even know.
They're gonna win some games because they're more talented. Yeah, they will. They'll probably end up between somewhere between 4 and 6.
But they're not going to have like.
They're going to be better than.
You know how when you're
not by a whole lot.
me and Penny's soccer team, like we've been together for so long, we have great team connections and everything. They're not going to be able to do all of that.
That will be their biggest challenge.
Chemistry is a powerful thing in sports. They don't have it, and they're not going to get it in one season.
No.
And the problem is, and
someone's probably going to leave the club.
This is what
I don't think all three of them are going to stay.
This is what I was trying to explain to Joel. Jaylen Brown wants to be the man.
Mm.
Okay, he left Boston with the intent of being the man. He's not going to listen to LeBron James. Luka Doncic didn't listen to LeBron James.
No one does.
Russell Westbrook didn't listen to LeBron James. I can give you a number of examples of guys that were going to listen to LeBron and didn't, but now these guys are gonna. I mean, and now he's
the other weird thing, thinking about the Nets and thinking about LeBron and his teammates, Kyrie didn't listen either.
No, he didn't.
Which is weird because they won a title and then he felt like he wanted his own team, but then went and joined, Kevin Durant and James Harden. That was so weird.
Yeah.
If you wanted your own team, why'd you go get with 2 other stars? It flopped
I guess because he ended up valuing having a better chance than it just.
The Kendrick Perkins has no idea. Kendrick Perkins has no idea how dumb he is, and he proved it today when he goes, "Well, everybody in there is going to be forced to listen. Jalen's going to have to listen. Embiid's going to have to listen. Nick Nurse is going to have to listen." I'm like, did you not hear what you just said? That's what we call sabotage. Okay? Undermining the coach. This is going to implode, I should say. And honestly,
but he was saying that's a good thing.
No, it's not. He thinks it's.
He was saying that.
He's saying that, which is why he's a moron. Because you cannot
You need a leader. You need one leader.
You need one leader. You can't have.
And it can't be LeBron James.
You can't have 4 captains. That's why Jaylen Brown is no longer a Celtic. Right there. You can't have more than one leader. He did not want to go back to his role in 2024 where he played the perfect Robin to Batman and they won a title. And Brad Stevens, in all of these extensive talks that Brad Stevens admit they had, what do you think they were talking about? The weather? Brad Stevens was getting a feel. Is this guy going to go back to being the guy that we need him to be to win? And he knew it already when Tatum came back because Tatum actually deferred to the playoffs and let him be the number one option. How'd that work out? It didn't. It didn't. He is an ISO one-on-one hero ball player who makes no one around him better. And now you're going to stick LeBron James. Joel Embiid still hasn't talked to the freaking guy since the trade happened.
Really?
There's been no communication whatsoever. Because Philadelphia, every day I check Philadelphia, peeps, nothing.
What just happened today?
Jaylen Brown and Joel Embiid have not talked since.
Oh, Jaylen Brown.
They have not talked.
Yeah, me too.
They have not talked. No, they have no talk about those two. I'm talking about the two guys that really are the two keys to this whole thing. Jaylen Brown, he was not going to supplant his ego in Boston. Now he's going to do it here. He got out of Boston to have his ego and to be the man.
They're all going to go head to head.
Maxey is the reason LeBron is there.
Yeah. They're all going to go head to head with each other. They're going to have no connection.
Jaylen talked to.
Maxey convinced LeBron that it was all about the winning. I don't know if he is or he hasn't. All I know is this. Embiid and Brown haven't talked yet. Okay? Brown called James' son trash. He did. That's a fact. Okay? So, do you think they're going to suddenly kiss and make up and go kumbaya? Go ahead. I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to see this. Okay? This is going to be entertaining for me.
Yeah.
Okay? And here's the best part.
And here's the best popcorn just like.
Here's the best part about it. They may win 50 games in the regular season. Just get your. It's like watching the Dallas Cowboys. Just wait for it. Just wait for it. And by the way, when the implosion happens, is this going to be beautiful? And I said to Joel, the key is LeBron signed a 2-year deal with a player option for a second. Do you know what that means? That's the get out of jail free card. So when this thing goes south, he can just retire and go, hey, it was great to see for the memory. Just leave him hanging again.
Feeling that it's not going to go the way
he left himself an out like he always does.
I think there's a good chance Philly does not like him in a year.
No, there's a very good chance.
I think they're going to regret it.
They're going to very much regret this. And by the way,
how much they're going to regret?
Understand
that's 20 years.
Let's talk about why this happened. Philly has a brand
moves the whole time.
Philly has a brand new owner.
Shouldn't be surprised when this happens.
Who's looking to make a splash. And by the way, Jaylen Brown already screwed this whole thing up when he said process back on.
It's just like it hasn't worked.
See, again, for Jaylen Brown, who's supposed to be so smart, the guy who had 10 offensive fouls pushing off because he didn't learn his lesson after the first two, because he's so smart. Okay, now he processed back on. Okay. I'm happy. You just got two fans excited. Why don't you worry about them?
That means you're not going to win.
They're going to win shit. Okay, process back on, Jaylen.
Not for a decade.
Okay, and by the way, how is this sticking it to Boston? When you add LeBron James, how are you going to stick it to Boston?
Who does the Lakers have without LeBron James? No one?
The White Walkers.
Luka.
They're the White
Walkers. Austin Reeves. Who's the third dude? The kid from the center.
Was Luka
who's good?
Boston?
Walker Kessler.
Who's a good player, but he doesn't defend.
Luka was Boston before the Lakers, right?
Luka was never in Dallas. We beat him.
Who was the one who I'm thinking of?
Kyrie
was Boston. Once upon
he might not be in the Lakers. He might still be on the Celtics. But there's a dude, for some reason, the name Luka reminds me of, even though his name is definitely not.
There's a Luka Garza. Yeah. He's still there. He's a big, dopey looking.
Maybe that's actually
power forward.
There's a Luka.
No, but I'm thinking of
spelled a different way, I think, though.
I think there's a dude. I don't know why Luka reminded me of him, but there's a small. He's not small, but he's.
Anyway,
Peyton Pritchard.
Yes.
He's not Luka, and Peyton's very.
I know, but for some reason my brain connected dots in a weird way.
White dude.
Very, very good white dude. One NBA six man. Flirted with the All-Star game last year. He is going to take a bigger role on this year with the Celtics. And before we break, let me tell you something right now. And this is quietly happening. And this, to me, this move today actually further promotes my theory on this. The Jason Tatum revenge tour has begun, and the Celtics have quietly. Brad Stevens has quietly. Look at the pieces. He has quietly built a roster around everything Jason Tatum does well. He has built this team around him very quickly, and they are going to hit the ground running in the fall. I'm telling you right now, this is going to shock the hell out of people. And I'm saying this right now. Jason Tatum is going to win the league MVP next year.
With this, but
I'm calling it right effing now. We keep saying I keep saying how he's the best all-around player in the world. No athlete in that sport has been more disrespected, from the Olympics to the NBA Finals MVP. Jason Tatum has been disrespected for doing nothing wrong other than coming to work every day, being durable, being the man. Okay, the revenge tour.
They don't like him because they want to be.
He's been too nice. He is guilty of being too nice. And even after Jaylen Brown said what he said at the end of the year, which would have fried anybody that was his teammate, his brother, his running mate, all that crap. For him to say what he said, that was a shot right at Jason Tatum, who busted his butt to get back there to try to help him. And I kept saying it. He was debating coming back when he did because he was worried about messing up the chemistry. What superstar does that when he is the guy? But he was worried about messing them up.
That was part of the problem. He needed to stop. It was his goddamn team.
He didn't want to step on anybody's toes.
I know, but
this is what
sometimes you gotta break a few toes.
I know that.
His toes are the most important.
But he doesn't see it that way.
I know, but
this is why Jaylen Brown is the problem. That's why he's gone.
Part of the problem.
He wasn't going to come back and be the main.
He's like the type of guy to say sorry when he breathes wrong around someone.
He's that kind of guy.
Right.
But from the Olympics to everything else that has gone, that this guy has been kicked in the teeth, to the snubs on all the MVP votes that he never got, that should have got. He should have won at least one league MVP by now. Okay, and then the Olympics with Kerr and all this crap. The Jason Tatum Revenge Tour has unofficially begun, and the team that this guy has put together, every one of them compliments him.
I'll just say this: I hope he doesn't do anything to make me not like him, because I like Jason Tatum.
Now, I don't think you're going to like him.
If he beats the Knicks bad,
I don't think you're going to like him.
I don't like him as much, but
I don't think you're going to like him.
He hasn't done that yet. So,
the one knock on him, like you said, is he's too nice. There's only one thing, in my opinion, that could have tipped him into and that was what Jaylen Brown did to him.
What'd he do?
He stabbed him in the back, and he did it. How? He said it was the best season of his career this past year when he didn't play. Not the year they won the championship. Okay. Not the year they won the championship, and he got Finals MVP. Which he shouldn't have got. Tatum should have got that, but he got it.
And never clarified that to say I didn't mean it.
Never clarified it.
I think Tatum should have stepped on his toes after.
He didn't, though. Because he's too classy, he won't do it. But that's in front of the camera. What's going on behind the scenes right now? What's going on behind the scenes is everything Brad Stevens has done to surround
they could be like
Tatum.
fighting.
He has surrounded Tatum with a team that can win right now. Again, the key is the coach. And we won't know the answer to the question that we keep asking until the season starts.
We already know the answer to that.
We don't know the answer to that because we don't know if Brad Stevens hasn't talked. We have no idea. We have no idea.
3 years ago.
Well, we don't know. We don't know. But I know this. After 2 teams in a row have done this the opposite way of the way this dickhead keeps trying to do it, he should have had to talk with him because he should have been fired. The Luke blowing a 3-run lead to Philly should have bought his ticket out of town. It didn't. Which means only one thing could have happened if Brad's as smart as he thinks he is. They had this conversation. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. Anyway,
that would surprise me if Mazzulla has changed up.
It'll surprise me if he doesn't, because if he doesn't and they go out early again with this team, he's gone. Because the crowd, I got news for you, the Boston fans are going to demand it. They're going to demand it, and they're going to get it. They're going to get it. I guarantee you. If they aren't in the fight, the only way he's out of this right now, they either win the championship or Tatum or somebody gets hurt again. That's the only way he survives this. Okay? So he better change, because I news for you, this won't happen this will start happening in November, December. He'll get ridden out of town. Trust me, I know that fan base up there. They all are saying what I'm saying. They're all waiting to see if Brad can talk. This question isn't, I didn't invent this question. Everybody up there's talking about it.
No, but I'm just
saying, they have the talk?
It just seems crazy that he's done the same thing for 3 years.
What's the definition of insanity?
No, but my point is, he's done the same thing for 3 years, and now Brad Stevens is like, all right, conversation happening. It's like, dude, after that first championship you blew, how was
Miami
conversation?
Well, that was his rookie year as a head coach. They won it the next year, and the last 2 years have been early playoffs.
Because he doesn't learn from his mistakes, and I think someone finally got to
like that.
That's the way it happened. So that's why he didn't. That's why he didn't get rid of him. But I'm telling you right now, after what just happened, he said, "All right, I got rid of the other guy who didn't want to play ball. Fine, he's gone. That's jail. He's gone. Now, here's what you're going to do." Okay? And I got news for you. It's not about them shooting the threes. If the shot's falling, that's fine. The question's always been, what happens when you're not hitting them? You don't keep taking them. Where's the plan B? And that's the question Brad Stevens has got to be asking him. Because if he's not, then Brad Stevens is as good at his job as we think he is, and he should be on the chopping block. He's wasting Jason Tatum's prime. Actually, Tatum's not 20. He's entering his prime. He better not waste another year of it. because of this garbage.
But so is it this? Are teams only practicing like the 3-point offense?
Most teams in the league are doing it.
That's all they do is practice that. They don't practice.
If you look at,
low to high.
There
have been eight. There have been 8. The last 8 champions, nobody's repeated. I can think of, other than Golden State and Boston. Every other team that's won doesn't play this way. And Golden State didn't even shoot as many as Boston shot, but they were a better
But
three-point.
the majority of the league
does this. But the teams that have won the title
don't.
It's
a common denominator.
I'm saying it's a common denominator. Boston's the outlier.
But that's my point. It's like whenever you see a team like the Spurs did it in the first half of Game 4.
The Spurs,
just let me finish. They had 14 threes in the first half, right? That's how they built their lead. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's who they practiced to be. So the rest of the game, they kept trying to be that, but
it didn't work.
No, it never worked.
Water seeks its level.
But my thing is, I don't think they practice any other style of offense.
Which is so stupid
because it looks like they can't do it.
It's not that they can't do it; they don't practice it.
Right.
So they can't do it that well.
That's what I mean.
The fucking Knicks did this in a meeting.
No.
Between games 4 and 5.
No, it's not like the Knicks have been.
The Knicks were in the top 10 in 3-point attempts in the regular season. Look it up.
I know, but
they were playing the same style.
No. They had much more ball movement in their offense.
They were attempting as many threes as any team in this league until
they were like 37.
They were in the top 10 in 3-pointers attempted during the season.
Dude, but
that is a fact.
37 isn't like...
That's high.
Overindulgent. That's normal.
No, it's not. No,
it is.
It's normal
for the league, but they were still in the top 10.
But we were saying over 40 is like ridiculous.
It's ridiculous when you're not making them. Well, if you shoot 40 and make 20, it's not ridiculous. It's 50%.
But the Knicks had one of the highest percentages in the league. They were top 5, I believe.
No, they were top 5 in terms of attempts. Okay, not made.
They were also percentage-wise.
They changed.
I think they were like 39%.
They were, as a team? No, they weren't. They were never 39%. The highest team in the league was like 39%. It wasn't them.
They weren't 3.
No. They were in the top 7. I think they were actually 6th in 3-pointers attempted per game for the season. They were not in terms of percentage. They were down in the middle, somewhere between 35 and 34. Somewhere in there. The Celtics were in there too, but they just took more of them. Yeah. Because the Celtics led the league in attempts.
I don't. That's not how I saw.
Do a good old layup.
I would see them play the game the right way in games for spurts.
Yeah, but
so I think
it's not that they could. But in stretches they would do this, but inevitably they were still getting up 37 a game.
Sure.
Wait, can I say something?
Until they went down 2-1 to Atlanta, and then they had the talk.
Hold up.
And then it changed.
But I think they worked on other things too.
I think we were doing.
It's not hard to work on that shit.
I'm just saying.
It's a question of philosophy.
Teams do.
It's not like this isn't something that requires like Tex Winter and the triangle offense. You can run a million.
If all your practice is designed around, hey, this is how we
drive, draw, and kick out. Drive, draw, and kick out. Drive, draw, and kick out. Pass up the wide open dunk for the fucking wide open 3 in the corner. It's the stupidest.
Do a good old
fucking thing
layup or
ever.
something. Like
It's the stupid. You've seen it. I've seen it. We've all seen it from every team in this league that loses.
But I mean, it's also how they space the floor. Everybody's outside.
That you can still run that offense and take the damn layup when you have it.
From a fan,
I was just saying they never work anything low to high, inside out.
Because nobody plays in the post anymore.
When everyone's doing this,
that doesn't take
so consistently.
I'm not saying that takes Red Auerbach to come in and teach.
It takes nothing.
But I'm saying if all you do is practice.
You know what it takes? It takes a basketball coach. Right. That's it. That's all it takes.
No.
It doesn't take a game manager. It doesn't take an analytics guy. It takes an actual basketball coach.
Well, you need to be able to coach it.
To teach them to take a normal shot.
It's very easy when you have a guy 6'5" to get him on the block. Either by himself or
you didn't need to be coached on how to do that.
This is the way the game is going, and it's wrong. And the good news for people like me is that now back-to-back teams have won not playing this way. Mm-hmm. Okay? And if Brad Stevens is as smart as he thinks he is, the conversation happened. It must have happened, because if it didn't, Joe Mazzulla ain't going to be the only one on the firing block.
If that hasn't happened, they're not going to.
They're not going to go anywhere. They'll probably win 50 games in the season, and they'll get bounced in the first or second round of the playoffs, depending on who they drop. If they run to a team in the first round that plays 3-point game like them, they can probably beat that team.
Yeah.
The second they run to a team that doesn't, they're going home. They're going home. I'll say it right now. if it didn't change. And if they roll him again, Joe Mazzulla's gone.
See,
Because if Brad Stevens don't fire him after this, he'll be gone next.
in my vision, what I'd like to see, I think this would be a really poetic and beautiful ending. Is you guys meet Philly in the first round, and it's a 7-game first round classic. There aren't a ton of first round classics, and they're just beating each other up. And Celtics get through, and then the Knicks take them out the second round. Knicks take them out in the second round. They're tired out. They had their.
You know what would be actually more my vision? My vision would be that 4 or 5 of these teams that have more talent than them actually figure out how to play basketball the right way, and then whoever runs in there sends them home. Because that's what will happen. Okay, that's what will happen. But until that happens, they'll keep winning.
Yeah, like I don't watch basketball as often as I want to because you see the same thing every time. They're just taking a bunch of threes.
Yeah,
and it gets boring.
It's boring.
It's like I already know what's gonna happen. It's just who takes more threes and makes more.
That is why ratings were down 53% 2 years ago. And they were down last year until the finals because New York's a big market team and they hadn't won anything in half a century.
Yeah.
That's why everybody came back to watch them because they hadn't done anything in half a century. So that's over now.
Layup where the guy dribbles past a defender with a really good move and makes the good old-fashioned layup. That's all I want to see.
Big into layups.
Given how many the Celtics pass up, yeah.
Do you prefer the finger roll or do you like the,
You want the jam. You want the flush.
That's not a layup.
That's a dunk, but they're passing on dunks.
He wants an old-fashioned layup.
Well, if it's Peyton Pritchard, it'll be a layup.
I'm asking what kind of layup?
Clean, just.
Oh, so you want a full shot off? You want him to hit the top corner of the square?
Yes.
That kind of, okay.
A good old-fashioned.
A
good old-fashioned how you learn how to aim the how you learn how to aim the basketball in the basket out the square. Mm-hmm. Good old-fashioned layup.
But a nice coming right down the lane head on.
Yeah.
Finger roll over the front.
Hey, as long as it's not a 3.
That's a good old-fashioned finger roll.
That's a George Gervin.
The
Dr. J.
That's a good one.
The Dr. J finger roll. That's it. Anyway, we'll take a break. Segment 2. The WNBA All-Star Game is this weekend. We have to talk about a quote that I'm going to play for you on the air.
So mad.
And he didn't get to hear because he couldn't open it, but we have to discuss it. Segment 2 coming right up.